Hi, I'm Warren from Contemporary Mystics, and welcome to my platform to explore contemplative spiritual insights that I trust will enrich your own experience of divine consciousness. In the Christmas story, The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry, two flat broke, madly in love newlyweds sold their most precious possession to buy the other a Christmas gift. He sold his antique pocket watch to buy combs for her beautiful hair, and she shaves her hair to buy him a chain for his antique pocket watch. At Christmas, they exchange their gifts, and as they look at each other in shock, they realize the seemingly useless gifts that they had given to each other. The point of the story isn't about their gifts, but about their willingness to sacrifice their most precious possession for the sake of their love. And in doing so, they demonstrate that the nature of love not only transforms an individual's experience of love, but gives rise to a whole new quality and dimension of love, the God kind of pure love. In our last session, we saw that love, to the mystics, is not only the fundamental energy of all life, but is the essential nature of who God is. God is love, love itself. All human love is the manifestation of this divine essence and reveals the hidden truth that God is relationship, because love can never exist outside of the context of relationship. That's why the Christian teaching of God as Trinity, the ineffable divine unity, one in essence and three in expression, makes sense. The 12th century Christian mystic Saint Bonaventure called the Trinity a fountain fullness of love. Like an eternal water wheel, God is an endless process of self-generative and self-replenishing relationship, the continuous outpouring and infilling of love into each other. We humans simply mirror the same relational dynamic of love. We can only be our true selves when attuned to this self-emptying and self-giving relational flow of love, which is mystically expressing the very nature of God in and through us. The mystic and theologian Cynthia Bourgeault fittingly says, God is never the object of love. God is always and only the subject of love, flowing through our relationships. It is in this relational act of love that we find ourselves not only being expanded in our consciousness of love, but being expanded in our capacity to be loving, which is always inherently connected to our continuous awakening, awareness, and alignment with the divine nature of love itself. How do we define love? Of course, this is always a challenge because we are attempting to articulate what cannot be said. Love, after all, is an eternal mystery. And while there are many excellent definitions of love, the one that I have returned to time and time again is the simple yet profound definition by the renowned psychiatrist, spiritual writer, and best-selling author, Scott Peck. Peck says, love is the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. This definition is evolutionary because it emphasizes that the goal or purpose of love is our spiritual development and transformation, the evolution of our consciousness. Peck's definition is also very functional because if love is the willingness to extend ourselves, then being unwilling to extend ourselves must be unloving. This unwillingness to extend ourselves is really the basis of all our dysfunctional, addictive, selfish, harmful, and hurtful behavior, because it is the opposite of the selfless, self-giving, unconditional nature of love. I believe an important takeaway here is that when we identify in ourselves any unwillingness to choose to do something that's in our power to do, we can instantly recognize that we are resisting the very nature of God, love, which is also our own true nature. And at that moment, we can realize we are not allowing the divine nature to flow in and through us. Peck's definition also reveals that love is more than a feeling. It is our ability to choose to respond to the divine nature within us. Our small, superficial self will always oppose this larger sense of our being. That's why we so often hold back. Yet whenever we choose to love at a deeper level, we are letting go a part of our ego self and embracing our true nature. Sometimes we may not feel like extending ourselves, and we must realize that whenever we resist partaking of the divine nature, at that moment we decrease our own being and become less than what we were before. However, when we choose to extend ourselves, we partake in the divine nature, increase our being, and allow ourselves to evolve into something more than what we were before. The psychologist and psychospiritual teacher John Wellwood rightly said, "We often don't see that how we relate to another inevitably flows from how we relate to ourselves, that our outer relationships are but an extension of our inner life. We are all infinitely and intimately loved within the sphere of divine love. There's absolutely nothing that we can do to make God love us more, and there's absolutely nothing we can do to make God love us any less. It is our participation in divine love that we become love and embrace our true nature in our unique form called me." Thanks for tuning in today. Let me know how this resonated with you. And until next time, have a truly inspired week.